Chess players of all skill level and experience levels have problems with pitfalls in Middlegames. They constantly lose the same way because they don't know the pitfalls that they keep losing by. They just have a bad habit they can't get rid of because they're not aware of the problem to fix. So we're going to talk about the 5 most common middle game pitfalls in the game of chess. The first one is making your king vulnerable and locking king safety. So this one is a game that I play against former world champion Wilson Ponomarev. I get an extra pawn, but I neglect my king safety and lose the game. So I'm white in this game, and it's really, let's say, comfortable opening that I win a pawn. You see, I'm really happy, really good position that the computer likes this, but you see Wilson Ponomarev is going for initiative, tactical themes like knight d3, check, and the fork, and I defended well, but I neglect my king safety. I was like, oh no, my pawn, I got the pawn back for him. So not thinking about castling, you just do knight e4, trying to do some tricky stuff, but knight e4 happened, and this is where I lost the game because knight f2 fork, and my king was not anywhere near to say castling because I was neglecting castling based on my greed of a pawn advantage early on. So the second pitfall is neglecting development. Just like the first example, white has really bad mindset. He wants to attack this really sharp and tactical line, but he neglects his development because he goes back to the same score starting. So this one knight goes there, knight g1. He's setting up back for the next game, but it's too early. The game is not on. He forgets this. We have to just get the development of the pieces out of the back rank. So problems here. They just forgot the opposite rule, and the queen moves again. You really can't move the queen twice, especially no other pieces are developed. You can't do that. Black is developing with check and tempos. Bishop b2, rook e1 check is a really big threat, so bishop b2, queen b2. Then at this point, white just got crushed because his development was not existent. The game was over before it started because he neglected the very, very important, really good opening principle: develop all the pieces, not move the queen too much. He did, and he lost the game. Third pitfall is very common. Probably you have this pitfall, you don't realize it, is having tunnel vision. So this is a game that black plays a Nimzonian, but he has a severe case of tunnel vision. So you see the game right here goes this way. There's a commonality. White has the bishop pair, but black has, let's say, structure that's just easy plans to go this knight a5, bishop a6, and take c4. But this is a really big, let's say, blind spotted plan. And black was really trying to aim for this only. Nothing else was on the radar at all. So this is really the detriment of black. So bishop a6 here, knight a5, and bishop e5 happens. And of course, black was not, let's say, so blind enough to take the pawn because e5 happens. So he's smarter than that. He plays h6. But again, he's only considering these two moves: take on f6, trade, or bishop e3, allowing me to take as black on c4, being happy and saying, oh, black is just equal or better. No, no, no. Off the radar, black did not consider this move h4. This is called the fishing pole trap. He wants you to take this bishop on g5. After this pawn takes on g5, the knight is have to move. Well, if they move back to let's say e8, we have queen h5. Checkmate threats are coming. If they go f5, g6. The game is over. There's no way to stop this checkmate, and this is really, really bad. So let's say if black was even smarter, he just plays some neutral move like d6, saying we're going to do e5 happens. It's like, okay, I'll take your pawn, thank you very much. But you know, this e5 move is not just to attack this knight again, but this is a clearance tactic that was white's crafting. Again, television have no thought about this e5 move being the multi-purpose move. So knight e4 is coming, and if they take this bishop now, we take this one, and if we just try our best, let's say knight g4 to just lay the queens going this h5 square, we take this knight f5, queen h5, rook e8 to get the king out of the way, g6, king f8, queen h8, and now checkmate. So you see, this television was not worth this effort of this blind spot everywhere and everything. So the game was a clear case of blind spot television. Fourth common middle game pitfall is neglecting piece coordination. It's white to move here. Black is really happy. He's trying to take on, let's say, g5 or castle, but he has not any piece coordination whatsoever because white just wins flat out here. Piece coordination is so bad that white is allowed tactics, really big tactics, because queen takes a7 just wins on the spot. The game is over. Because obviously, if they take this queen, there's rook takes c8 check. If they do queen d8 block, this had to be played. Rook d8 there, and knight f7 and take the rook. This is really bad. So if they don't take the queen, let's say they go rook b8, we have bishop b5 ping knight, and there's no way to defend the rook. So let's say if the castle doesn't matter, we'll take the knight with the bishop and take the rook thereafter. So this is really devastating because black has no coordination. Once, let's say, one move a tempo away from castling, this is all the problems, and white won the game. The final common middle game pitfall happens here, where we have underestimating tactical vulnerabilities. They just try to play too fancy, and that ends up hurting him and losing the game. So white played h4. Black has a really good position, equalish, maybe a little bit better, but he played too fancy, tried to play a check. There's a saying that posture sees checks, posture plays check. So if he sees check, just mindlessly just says, okay, queen a5 check, no harm done, but there's a big harm done. This is losing outright. The game is locked after b4. Then basically underestimate the tactical possibility because the bishop's hanging. Also, there's an open h file possible, and possible attacks are going to be attacking the black king. So if they take the pawn, queen takes h7, smack in the face. They have to take this queen. Pawn takes g5 check. Doesn't matter if they go back to g8, then knight e7 is checkmate. The game is over. If they go g6, again knight e7 is checkmate, and the game is again over. So never ever in this sort of situation underestimate your opponent's tactical possibilities of vulnerabilities. So if you have a piece hanging, don't, let's say, do Zwischenzogs because you can. You, especially with the check, maybe sometimes you're gonna have a position like this, you have a check, but they can just have a own reverse card move to say, okay, you can't do that, you lose the game. And this is really common, really deadly common about middle game pitfalls that you can not miss to avoid. Hey, check this video out to make sure that you get more important information to bring your chess to the next level.